guys, welcome back to 𝘿𝙚𝙘𝓷. Today we have a new deck called the Greedy Return featuring our Indeedee once more from Battle Styles with the Hand Kinesis attack. We're trying to use this card with the new Choice Belt combo. We're using it for Sky Return, doing 30 damage, plus the special effect you get to put this Pokemon and all attached cards back into your hand. So we're trying to use Choice Belt for the extra 30 damage, for Sky Return doing 60 or even 40 damage if we have a double turbo. So we're playing 3 copies double turbo, 4 twin energies, and 1 capture to help us get our basic Pokemon. So capture, you actually get to put it back into your hand if you attach to your Shaymin. So if you have it on your bench, make sure you use your capture onto your Shaymin because we can actually retreat and switch quite easily with our 4 copies Bird Keeper and free retreat Manectric. We have 3 copies of Electric Manectric to help us draw cards. So high speed helps you draw 3 cards when you evolve this Pokemon from your hand. We also have 4 copies of our main attacker Indeedee to do 10x damage for each card in your hand. So how do we keep the number of cards in our hand? We have our Milotic to help us retain the amount of damage we get to do with our Indeedee. It also helps block off 𝘿𝐻𝑚, protecting our Pokemons from being discarded on the bench. So we have the usual supporter and item cards for my Indeedee deck. We actually made a lot of Indeedee decks for this channel, so if you guys want to check it out, we made a Slurpuff and a Blunder Policy, Meowth VMAX, a lot of different variations for this Hand Kinesis. We're trying to make this work again with our Choice Belt, Shaymin, the new Brilliant Stars combo. Instead of Blunder Policy, we have our Choice Belt instead, and I actually made a few upgrades as well. In terms of the item cards and supporter, we actually have more setup cards to help us bring out Milotic fast in the game because we need this Dew Guard ability. Without it, we can't actually do much with our Indeedee Hand Kinesis. We need to keep our hand to be able to maintain the amount of damage we get to do with this attack, and also make sure we get to do more and more damage as the game progresses. So this is the main strategy for this deck. We want to be focusing on doing as much damage with Indeedee, but not only that, we're also doing tiny damage at first to basically collect the knockout later on with our 200 plus damage Indeedee. We don't need 300 plus to kill a VMAX or a V-Star, we just need 200 plus damage just because we already did our Sky Return with Choice Belt, and we also get to place extra damage counters on our opponent's Pokemon with our Bursting Needles Qwilfish. If your opponent kills your Qwilfish in the active spot with damage from their Pokemon, they actually have to take the recoil of 60 with this super cool ability. So we get to do damage with our Shaymin, return it and all attached cards back into our hand, put forth Qwilfish as the new active. If they choose to boss order something else and knock out other Pokemons on our bench, we actually get to keep on placing Qwilfish as the active, baiting them to kill it for that extra 6 damage counter placement. If they keep avoiding the Qwilfish knockout, you can actually choose to attack with it as well. It does Poison Jet for twin energy cost for 30 damage plus a poison effect, so it's quite strong as well. You get to hit for darkness weakness. If they play Mew VMAX, you get to hit 60 damage. If you have a twin energy attached, you get to poison it as well for extra damage counters. So looking back at our Shaymin, returning it and all attached cards back into our hand is actually a big deal just because we get to limit the amount of cards that we put into play, and whatever Pokemon that's gonna get knocked out can be retrieved later with our Rescue Carrier. We got 2 copies in this deck, so Rescue Carrier is mainly there for our Indeedee to attack more times. We only have 4 copies to spare. Some may be in the price card, so it's better to save your Rescue Carrier for Indeedee. If you want to do extra damage early just to kill a V-Star or a VMAX, collect the knockout, you can actually retrieve your other Pokemons and then basically do more damage with our Hand Kinesis. But it's important to know that we only have 7 copies of the double energy in this deck, so make sure you don't waste any of them just because we have no ways of recycling our special energies. So no Roseanne just because we need to keep drawing cards into our hand with our supporters. We got 4 Schoolgirls, 2 Schoolboy, 2 Gym Trainer, 4 Bird Keepers, and 2 𝘿𝐻𝑚 for the consistent draw. We also have 1 Boss Order for the extra power play, 2 Scuba Net from Manectric, and 1 Manaphy for the bench barrier effect, 1 extra Power Therapy just in case they play Duraludon VMAX. We actually get to hit them with special energy. So that's all for the deck list. Let's go for gameplay. So let's go for the first game versus Rayquaza VMAX with Arceus. They got a Rayquaza coin, and the V-Battle deck box is actually not a V-Battle deck, so don't worry, it's quite competitive. I make sure all of my games are that way, so they get to see the full potential of my decks. So we have our Bird Keeper, Schoolboy, not quite a good hand, but Bird Keeper is okay though. We got Electrike, no Phoebus on the bench. Phoebus is like crucial for a Indeedee deck. You cannot go without Phoebus on your first turn. So let's hope we get it with our Bird Keeper. We got a Milotic. We actually have 4 copies of Phoebus, 3 Milotics, and a lot of ways to summon those cards. So 3 Great Balls, 3 Incense. We didn't get our Phoebus, that's fine. So we're just gonna have to stall with Sky Return and then put forth our second Shaymin. At least do 10 damage, which is not a lot, but oh well. We didn't get our Choice Belt. We have 2 level balls, I think, and 1 capture for Phoebus to get out. 3 Great Balls for Phoebus as well. So I think playing 4 copies of Phoebus I think that's the only one other than Indeedee, which is the main attacker. We need 4 copies of Indeedee. So other than Indeedee, we have 4 Phoebus, that's it. 2 Shaymins, 3 Electrike, and 2 Qwilfish. So we're trying to make sure we get to bench that Phoebus on the first turn. Against a VMAX, we have to be able to do it. At least on the second turn. Like, the latest we have to bench it is on the second, because if you bench it on the second turn, you better be benching 2 copies, because they're probably gonna boss order you before you even evolve. So let's hope we get to bench 2 copies now. They actually did 2 different types of energies attached to the Rayquaza, you know, which is not too difficult though, because they got their abilities and energy search. They got Arceus to basically attach with Trinity Nova, but they got the Rayquaza first, and they saw that we are playing a 1 price deck, so they're trying to kill us fast, because that's the way to go if you're playing a 1-hit KO deck. You have no choice but to, you know, force yourself to hit fast, collect your prize cards fast, but sometimes it's not good enough. Let's see if they can do it though. We got 1 Phoebus, that's great. We get to play Gym Trainer. I think we already play our support card. So let's scoop up our Manectric and then play our double turbo again. I don't think we want to be wasting our Electrike though. We got our... Let's do Great Ball. Oh, we got a second Phoebus. So let's just put forth the second Phoebus. I don't think it's too bad, because we got a lot more Phoebus. We can actually retrieve loose copies of our Pokemon. Any knocked out Pokemon, we can retrieve them with our rescue carrier later. So we don't really need to worry too much about that Phoebus. Let's just do Sky Return with Choice Belt. We get to do 40 damage. That means we just need like 200 plus to kill that, to collect the knockout against the VMAX. So it's not a lot. 200 plus actually is quite a lot though. You actually need 20 plus, you know, 27 extra cards in your hand, plus that 2 for Indeedee to attack. So you need to bench, you need to put into play your Indeedee and an energy card. So I don't think we get to do the knockout that easily. Not yet. We got the twin energy, so let's do our Manectric first. Hope we get the Qwilfish. They're down to 4 prize cards, so this is quite risky now. This is the last turn we get to stall. If we pass another turn, you know, after this one, not killing their Pokemons, then we're done for. We have to do a consistent 1-hit KO every single turn after this stall. This is the final stall. No more delaying. We're forced to bench that Phoebus, no choice. So we're gonna do Sky Return Qwilfish, the signature combo for this deck. There we go. Bursting Needles. Do they have a boss? Probably gonna kill the Milotic if we have one. We have two more copies of that evolution, so we don't need to worry too much. Marnie is gonna completely destroy us if they get to kill the Milotic. And if we don't get the second evolution, I don't think it's that difficult though. We got so many incense. Great Ball. We got already one in our hand, Great Ball. So always be prepared for boss. But if they don't boss right now, we actually need much less cards in our hand to kill off the VMAX. But always be prepared. Always collect early so they get to kill the V-Star and, you know, plan ahead to kill another VMAX. Because that way you get to, you know, anticipate the unexpected. Anticipate a knockout. So they did a Rose and now they're gonna Azure Pulse for 3 more cards. And that means they get to do a few more knockouts. They didn't do a boss though, that's actually good. So we can retrieve the Qwilfish with our carrier later on if we want to. Or we can just save our carrier for Indeedee as usual. But I don't think we need that many copies just because they're playing a VMAX. So we need like only 3 copies of the Indeedee if we want to be doing, if we are able to do a consistent knockout non-stop. I don't think we can kill the V-Star on the next turn. but we can definitely kill off this one right now. We haven't got the Indeedee though. I mean, it's quite surprising playing 4 copies. We got the Great Ball, so we shouldn't be too worried. If we don't get it with a Great Ball, I would be quite surprised. Playing 4 copies with our Level Ball in our deck. We didn't actually got the capture though. We didn't actually use capture for Indeedee. We should have done the capture. We could have attached capture to Shaymin, but I forgot to do that on the last turn. One of the last turns. So I'm counting the number of cards in my hand, making sure I get to kill off the Rayquaza. So save your twin energy for Hand Kinesis. You actually get to recycle your energy with your Sky Return, unless you're trying to attack with Qwilfish. It may be sometimes wiser to attack with your Qwilfish. Poison Jab does a decent amount of damage. If you attach double turbo, you still get to poison them. So even with Stone Energy, if you are doing 0 damage with Poison Jab, you still get to poison them. And if they kill your Qwilfish, because it has energy attached to it, they're going to want to kill it. Because if they don't kill it, you actually get to retreat with that energy, but you don't get to do anything else though. So they may just avoid killing it still. But if they keep on avoiding, you still get to attack with Poison Jab, poisoning new Pokemons on the active spot later on. So you can put forth your manectric if they kill any one of your bench, and then retreat to your Indeedee, kill off their active, and then later on in the game, use back your Poison Jab Qwilfish to poison more Pokemons, buying yourself extra turns before you get to collect the knockout with your Hand Kinesis. So Poison Jab is not bad. Don't underestimate that. So use your double turbo for Poison Jab. Use your twin energy for Shaymin, because Shaymin you actually get to retrieve that energy. So don't be afraid of using twin for your Sky Return, because just you get to put everything back into your hand anyways. Might as well. Okay, they can't attack though unless they do a Raihan. I think they did a Marnie, so I don't think they're able to attack this turn. That means we actually get a free hit on the next turn. We don't need to do a knockout. We got a free hit, and then we just need 2 more strikes after that, because the first strike is going to kill out the VSTAR. I don't think they can retreat because they're forced to use Trinity Nova. If they don't use Trinity Nova, they can't attack with anything else. So they have to attack with the same Arceus on the next turn. So that was quite silly though, isn't it? Attaching energy to the active Arceus was actually a big mistake. Could be a big mistake, but it's actually, they don't actually have a choice. If they attach to the bench, we can just boss the bench. We don't have a boss yet though. Yeah, we don't have a boss yet. That's the problem. I think we drew the boss with Avery. I'm not sure if we got the boss earlier. But we should definitely be bossing one of the V card, right? We don't have an escape rope in this deck, so if we don't get the boss, we can't actually do a knockout this turn. But that's fine. We did 230, and they attach to the active. That means they are forced to attack with the same Arceus to attach energy onto the bench so they get to attack on the next turn. And attacking on the next turn is going to help them collect the final few prize cards so that they get to win the game that easily. So now we just need to hit the same Arceus and then hope to do a one-hit knockout on the VMAX or the VSTAR later on. Obviously, we want to be targeting the VSTAR if we get our boss. If they don't evolve the V card, any one of the V card, we can just boss to collect the win because we got 3 prize cards remaining. So having down to 1 prize remaining, we just need 1 final knockout after this VSTAR. It's actually pretty easy now. If they somehow evolve the VSTAR though, then it's going to be quite difficult. I don't think boss order is going to help us much. So let's just draw as much as we can, just in case we need to be killing a VMAX. Let's try to kill a VMAX for our last hit, or at least a VSTAR 280 HP. Let's just keep drawing as much as we can. If we got a scope on that, we should be recycling our manectric. So let's do Gym Trainer. And we got 9 cards left in the deck. So we can be benching a Electrike right now. I think that's better. I'm not sure if we want to do that. Let's just attack with Indeedee. Collect the 2 prize with our Arceus. Doing the Arceus knockout right now. So if they Big Charm the Arceus on the bench, if they evolve and do a Big Charm, it's going to be quite bad for us because it's essentially a VMAX, right? Rayquaza has 320 HP. Arceus with a Big Charm has 310 HP. So it's basically the same thing. Except, you know, 10 HP less. And we actually did a Sky Return this turn, which is pretty cool because we get to put our Qwilfish back at the, you know, back in the active spot. So we did a Rescue Carrier to retrieve 1 copy, which is not good, but that actually means we get to save the energy though. We get to save the energy. We don't have to attach to the Indeedee. We shouldn't have benched the Indeedee yet because they can quite easily boss the Indeedee. So we should have just, but we didn't realize we could do the Shaymin knockout. If we realized earlier that we could kill the Arceus with our Shaymin, we wouldn't have benched the Indeedee. Just because Manectric is such a good card for this deck. Manectric is perfect just because it has 0 retreat. It's a stage 1, helps you draw cards, it has 0 retreat, so cool. And they did an escape rope, which is horrible. That means they are bypassing the bursting needles. They have clean, no damage counters on their VMAX, VSTAR. We got a boss in our hand. I don't think we can kill the Arceus because we need to draw 28 cards in our hand. I don't think we have enough. Do we? 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And they did a Big Charm. They did a Big Charm. Look at that. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. We get to draw up to 31 cards. So I think we got a Carrier. We got a Choice Belt, right? We got a Choice Belt, so that's the end. We got 31 plus a Choice Belt after doing the Gym Trainer. I think we got a Rescue Carrier as well. There we go, we got the Carrier. So 31 plus the Choice Belt, minus the 1 energy, plus 1 with the Rescue Carrier, we get to do 340 damage. So you watch the magic right here. We get to do so much damage, killing off a VMAX. So Gym Trainer for extra 3 cards in our hand. Minus 1 plus 4 is extra 3. 28 plus 3 is 31. And now we got 32 cards in our hand thanks to the Rescue Carrier. We can't actually rescue anything. 32 and minus 1, we get to carry again. 32, 34. I think I'm counting it correctly. 34 minus 1, 33 minus 1, 32. So I think we get to do 35, 350 damage, but I'm pretty sure it's 340. I think it's 340. So I miscounted. It's 340 damage, but it's enough to kill off any VMAX. If they don't put a Big Charm on the Rayquaza, they Big Charm on the bench instead because they know we have a boss order. They just know it. If we did a boss order, we actually got Rescue Carrier though. If they did Big Charm on the Rayquaza VMAX and not on the Arceus, we still have a boss for the Arceus. And we got 27 cards in our hand plus a Choice Belt. We got to do 290 damage on its own. If we attach the energy though, I think it's 280, exactly 280 without the Rescue Carrier. We get to do Rescue Carrier for 2 extra cards into our hand, playing 2 copies. That means we get to do up to 300 damage against the Arceus after using Boss Order. Because we can't use Gym Trainer, right? No Gym Trainer just because Boss is a supporter card. So that's 30 less damage without the Gym Trainer. And since you're discarding a supporter, you're discarding Boss from your hand by playing it from your hand, that means it's -1 as well. So it's 340 minus 30 minus 10 more, which is exactly 300 damage to kill the Arceus. I'm over-explaining myself as usual, sorry guys. But it's very interesting to analyze like different pathways to the game. What would happen if this happens? What would happen if they do that? What would happen if I did this instead of that? You know, different possibilities of the game. Parallel dimensions. Okay, here comes a Sylveon VMAX. They're playing a Rapid Strike box. There's a lot of mustards in this deck. I don't want to give off spoilers, but they're playing a mustard, crazy mustard box. They discarded Jumpluff, I think. They're playing so many different VMAX and Stage 2 Rapid Strike cards. Is quite insane because they get to keep playing mustard every single turn. Mustard, mustard, mustard for any discarded Rapid Strike card. Florges, they got that Florges as well, so it's definitely quite powerful, I would say. Very, very interesting and fluid and high fluidity, because you get to transfer your energy, you get to hit the bench, you get to attack with any Pokemon you like, mustard for anything. You get to use Jumpluff as well, use your tool card if you have it. I mean, they're basically playing a toolbox deck, a Rapid Strike toolbox deck. So you can face a 1 prize, you can face against a VMAX, you can fight against anything, a V-Star, you would still stand a good chance at winning. We actually did a Bird Keeper to the Milotic, which is, I think, the worst decision ever, but we were gonna retreat with that, okay. Yeah, I don't think we have a choice but to draw every single turn, so if we drew with Gym Trainer, it would be the same thing though, because we actually have to waste that special energy to retreat, which is the same thing as drawing 2 cards, right? But if we keep the Gym Trainer, we can actually draw more if they kill us with the Sylveon. So we did 30 damage with our Sky Return. Not a lot, but it did something. They're playing Cheryl for their deck, so it's very, very scary. Every time your opponent plays a Cheryl, you never know when they're gonna get that card. If they play a Sobble, there we go, the Cheryl. They actually discarded it though. They had to, just because they are, you know, they have to empty the hand to be able to play that Mustard. So Mustard is actually, you know, good if you're, you know, good for you to play any of your Pokemon, put any Pokemon into play, but it's not good in a sense that you have to discard your boss, your Cheryl, your power supporter cards, you're forced to discard them, your stadium cards, things that you cannot retrieve that easily. If you don't play Paw Pad or Team Yell's Cheer, we have the new supporter card that helps us retrieve, you know, shuffle back cards into the deck. We have also Rod to shuffle back Pokemon energy, or if you don't get your Roseanne in time, you can't actually shuffle back your Stadium, your tool card. So you're gonna have to discard everything in order to play that one Mustard, which is not a good deal sometimes because you only have that many Cheryls and Boss in your deck. If you can't play Boss anymore, that would be horrible, right? But it's the same thing as a Research though, right? If you play a Research at the wrong time, you have to discard your Boss, so it really is down to a gamble sometimes. But the percentage of gambling is much more with your Mustard, obviously. Okay, we are doing another Sky Return and hitting it with a Qwilfish a second time. You know, forcing it to hit a Qwilfish again. I don't think they attacked on their last turn. So they're getting the Florges now. They got 2 cards in their hand though, so Meowth is not gonna help them play a Mustard unless they do the Octillery first, or if they play an item card. So they are forced to do Rapid Strike Search for a dispensable card. Oh, they actually search for a mustard. That means they don't have a mustard in their hand, I think. So Meowth to discard Pokemons, I suppose. I bet they're playing a lot of different Pokemons. They got a Blaziken and a boss. See? They had to discard the boss. That's not a good deal. In my opinion, it's just bad, bad, bad. They wasted a Cheryl. They wasted a boss now. But they get to transfer. Look at that. It's a good trade-off though. You're wasting your supporter for a stage 2. Look at that. A stage 2 amazing ability. After doing your Sylveon, I don't think we can kill off the VMAX that easily. So it's surviving the next turn definitely. To, you know, it's tanking damage to be able to keep the energies, and keeping the energy allows them to transfer to the Zera for the hit. And they get the Cross Fist. That means we need Manaphy. We need Manaphy like crazy now. If we don't get Manaphy, Zera is gonna come in and try to kill off our Milotic on the bench. If we don't get a Manaphy, we better be benching at least 2 more Phoebus. If we don't have 2 Phoebus out without the Manaphy, we're done. We got 1 Phoebus, that's kind of good. We got 2 Great Balls. I mean, we only have 1 copy of the Manaphy, so I'm quite scared. We got the Level Ball. I think we actually forgot to get the Manaphy for this game. So, yeah. I don't think we did the Manaphy. I'm quite disappointed at myself, because we didn't have the foresight to play a Manaphy. Oh, we did! Oh, we did, okay. We did get a Manaphy. Okay, my bad. Did they attack us on the last turn though? I don't know, because I'm pretty sure I made a mistake somewhere in this game. I don't know. Anyways. So Manaphy actually locks them from using Cross Fist. Rapid Strike is totally destroyed, you know, with that 1 copy of the Brilliant Stars Manaphy. Water Veil to block off all Rapid Strike effects. Unless they place, if they place damage counters like Medicham, they can still do it with Rapid Strike Inteleon. Abilities, they still work. Okay, we chose to do a Qwilfish to poison them instead of doing our Shaymin, because if we did a Shaymin, we can't bench a Qwilfish. We don't have a Scuba Net. We have no more bench spots. So benching a Phoebus could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. It gives you that extra security just in case they boss kill off your Milotic. You get to evolve immediately after it gets knocked out, and then they don't have a chance to Marnie you. And not playing it, if you don't play it though, you actually get to have more cards in your hand. You know, have that extra 10 damage on your Hand Kinesis for your Indeedee later on. So Indeedee gets to do 10 plus damage after, you know, after you're done stalling with your Shaymin and Qwilfish. Okay, here comes Medicham. I think they're attacking with Sky Uppercut. I don't think they're gonna place 2 damage counter, because they can't even kill us with that Yoga Loop. They're not doing anything unless if they want to waste their time. We have a Milotic, so if they Yoga Loop on the Phoebus, we can evolve from our hand. We are forced to evolve, but it's fine. Wasting 2 cards from our hand is fine. You know, as long as we got 2 Dew Guards in play, they can't play Avery to discard it. They can only discard our bench with Collapse Stadium. So Avery does not work just because Milotic blocks off supporter card's effect done to you or your hand. So Avery is an effect done to the player. It's not an effect done to the Pokemon, because the player is forced to discard cards from the bench. Okay, now we get to kill off the Medicham. I'm counting the number of cards in my hand, making sure we get to kill it off. They actually hit the Qwilfish. That means they got 6 damage counters on it already. We don't need that many. We just need 150. We did 180 damage killing off the Medicham. It's actually 210 HP if I'm not mistaken. Okay, we got 2 extra cards into our hand. Now they're gonna kill us with Sylveon. I'm actually quite scared of Cheryl though. So they can pull out that supporter at any moment, that power supporter, to heal all damage from the VMAX. At any point in the game, they can do that. So all those damage counters would be erased. All the hard work that we did, Shaymin, Qwilfish would have been for nothing. Which is the main value point for this deck. The Bursting Needle, Sky Return, all of those damage would have been wiped clean with that one supporter card. And they can do a transfer. They got Florges to transfer the energy, so they can basically Bronzong Cheryl their way to success. So let's hope that doesn't happen, because Florges is gonna help them so much. So playing VMAX is quite scary if you're up against, if your opponent plays VMAX and you're facing with your Indeedee deck, it's gonna be a bit scary just because you need to do a lot. You need to collect so much cards in your hand to kill off the VMAX with one hit. As you saw earlier, it's not quite easy. It's not that easy to pull it off. With your choice belt though, it's gonna be, a bit more possible. But we got 13 cards left in the deck, so we're not gonna be able to do it that early. I think we got 20 plus cards in our hand right now. If we did a twin energy, we can do 200 plus damage against the Urshifu. But let's just save our twin and do a double turbo this turn. Let's do Avery. Because if they discard the VMAX, they're probably going to discard the one with the damage counters, right? If they discard the Florges, it's going to be bad. If they discard Octillery, they can't get the energy cards, they can't get the mustard, they can't get anything they want. So I think they're probably gonna want to keep their Zera and the abilities. I don't think they need the Sylveon, because the Sylveon is dying. They may not get the Cheryl, so they're probably gonna choose to discard the Sylveon unless if they have a Cheryl in their hand already. So we're basically trying to take the opportunity to discard that extra VMAX if they don't have a Cheryl in their hand right now. They may choose to discard it, which is actually a good thing for us. They may only play one copy though. If they only have one copy of the heal card, then we don't have to worry about anything. But it's always better to prepare just in case. Thank you, you have a good deck as well. But it doesn't look too well for us because I'm like awfully scared of Cheryl. They're playing a VMAX, they still have one in play. We cannot avoid the Urshifu. So if we can't do a one-hit knockout against the Cheryl effect at the last minute, we're done. But we're just gonna gamble on them not having the Cheryl at the right time. They got 17 cards left in the deck though. It may not look too well for us. So we have one turn to kill this Urshifu. If they attack with something else and hide it in the bench, we don't have a boss order to deal with the Urshifu. So I think it's still okay though. If they keep killing us with the Urshifu, with switch cards, Bird Keeper, Retreat, they can actually do Gale Thrust for the final 2 prize. If they attack with Zera right now, they can transfer the energy. So they can do Cross Fist to collect the knockout. 100 damage is enough. And then for the last 2 prize, they can basically Cheryl and Gale Thrust all the way to victory. Fingers crossed they don't do that. So they may not bench any more V cards, which is gonna be our worst nightmare. If they don't bench anything and just play Gale Thrust, they can actually win the game. They need the Cheryl though. So transfer, Cheryl, transfer, right? Oh my god, that Florges, so powerful. Because they're playing full on Rapid Strike, they get to transfer to anything. It only lets you transfer from your Pokemon, any one of your Pokemon to your Rapid Strike. It's like a one-way transfer. It doesn't allow you to transfer from your Rapid Strike Pokemon to non-Rapid Strike Pokemons. But since they're playing full on, a Rapid Strike box, it doesn't matter. They can't move to the Meowth and that's it. So if they have the Meow stuck in the active spot, they can't retreat though. They're forced to either attach Air Balloon or, you know, do a double turbo for the retreat, because Meowth is actually 2 energy retreat. So if your opponent boss order, if we actually boss the Meowth, they're kind of stuck because they have a lot of Rapid Strike energies, Spiral energy, which they can't actually attach to the Meowth. So I think they're gonna be a bit stuck if we do that. But we're not playing a control deck. We shouldn't be thinking about bossing the Meowth. We should be thinking about collecting all the prize card as fast as possible. So if they bench any V cards, we're gonna be targeting that with our boss. We got the boss in our hand already. If they don't heal the VMAX, we already got the win right there. If they don't heal the VMAX, they're done. It's as easy as that. That was quite silly though. They should have put something else as the active, because they have a Tower of Waters that allows them to do Gale Thrust for 150. But I think they don't have a Cheryl. They actually did a Pokegear for no cards. So if they had a Cheryl, they would have done it by now, right? Let's hope so. If they had a Cheryl, they would have done Gale Thrust. And, you know, they wouldn't have put the Urshifu as the new active. I think they're gonna go for a 4th Mustard. They did a 4th Mustard for another VMAX. For something else. What are they gonna get? No Cheryl though. I'm the happiest man alive. No Cheryl. Okay, they're gonna kill the Phoebus. It's not enough though, thank god. If they have a Zigzagoon, they can kill the Phoebus. Are they able to do it? Kill the Indeedee and the Phoebus in a single turn? I don't think so. I mean, Zigzagoon, pretty far-fetched for them to get it at such a late state. Playing a Mustard, I don't think you get to play Zigzagoon. I'm not sure if they even have a Scuba Net, because they have no shady dealings. They actually did a Mustard for the Inteleon. So no shady dealings for Cheryl, no shady dealings for Boss or Scuba Net. No Zigzagoon, I don't think. They did a double turbo, look at that. That's so weird. And they didn't even kill us. Because double turbo for Waterfall is not enough. 50 damage plus 2 damage counters. Oh my goodness. So now we just need to attach the energy, boss them, and kill off the Urshifu. That's it. We don't need to do anything else. It's already dead. I think we did 200 plus damage. 250. We better be doing 200 plus damage. So 250 plus 4 is actually 3 is actually not enough because we have to waste 1 supporter. But we got Choice Belt and I think another rescue carrier maybe, or a Scuba Net. So if we did a Choice Belt, we can do 280 plus 3, that's 310. 310 plus 10 more damage with the rescue carrier or Scuba Net is not enough to kill off the Urshifu. It's actually not enough to kill the Urshifu. And we need to bench another card as well. So if they Cheryl, we definitely couldn't win. It's definitely impossible to win if they play that one supporter card. Anyways, let's focus on this one. They got Sobby Wobby in the active spot. Sobby Wobby. I forgot what the new water type for Scarlet and Violet is, but they have a cat for the grass type starter Pokemon. They have a crocodile-ish Pokemon for the fire, and is it a monkey for the water? I forgot about the water type. I totally forgot about the water type. Or is it a frog again? Another frog. Anyways, they're playing a Malamar. So 1 prize versus 1 prize. It's down to who gets to do a first knockout. Who gets to do whoever did the first knockout wins. We got Indeedee. I think we can kill it right now. We got our Scuba Net. We got our energy. Double turbo doing 20 less, but it's only 50 HP. So sad old 𝓿𝓚 died. They shouldn't have. I mean, they should have kept something else as the active. because it actually has like 10 less HP than the regular basic Pokemon. So let's just bench another one. I think we get to kill it even with, you know, 60 HP on it. Let's just get another Indeedee, just because we don't need that many cards in our hand. We just need to keep benching and attaching energy to kill it fast. So the main strategy against a one price is to kill fast, hit fast, collect your prize cards fast. You have a good deck as well. If they play VMAX, then you have to keep draw as much as you can every single turn, non-stop, with your manectric scoop up net as well. Don't forget to scoop it up. We got Hand Kinesis, killing off the first 𝓿𝓻𝓮𝓮𝓭𝓫 for I think 70 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think we did 80 damage. Oh, 70 damage, my bad. Okay, I'm still counting my hand, sorry guys. Is it really 70 damage? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. So that's 90 damage before the prize card. Minus 20 for the double turbo. I'm quite bad at math. Sorry guys. I'm not good at counting fast, but I prefer accuracy than agility. But some people, they're like super agile. They're not just accurate, they are fast at calculating. They can calculate at high speed. I don't know what that's called, but there's actually a competition for like the Asian mathematics. I don't know, I think Chinese mathematic competition or whatever, that lets you, you know, compete against other players for, you know, the speed of your calculation. If you can calculate this many, you know, correct answers, then you actually win the competition or something. It's like super complicated as well, the calculation. So I don't know, multiply power of something is crazy. Anyways, we don't have to multiply by much for this game. It's not a it's not a math contest, but we do have to calculate, you know, within a limited amount of time, because we do have a time limit. If we're playing against a tournament, we only have 12 minutes, 12 and a half minutes. If you're playing a tournament, we actually have twice the amount of time on the ladder. So it's a bit more chill on the ladder. Okay, we got manectric on our hand. We get to draw extra cards. I think we have to draw. Against a one price, we actually have to draw just to get our energy cards out, because we only have 7 copies of the double energy, 1 capture. Don't forget, the final copy of the energy is a capture, so you can't attack with a capture on your Indeedee. Capture is only there for you to get your Pokemon cards out, set up your Phoebus against a VMAX deck, so they get to keep your hand. I don't think they're playing a Marnie for a Malamar, so we get to keep our hand that easily. But it's always safe to prepare your Phoebus just in case. So never underestimate a Malamar deck. They may just have it, just 1 copy, you never know. Marnie. Or even a Judge or something. They're not playing Chinchino though, so I don't think they have that. If they Marnie and Chinchino, they can still do a V knockout with the Rapid Strike Tentacles. So they actually forgot to collect the prize card. You know, I had to remind them, and you know, they were a bit phased out, I suppose. Anyways, we got 1 Indeedee in play. We got another one with the level ball, but we need to be drawing our rescue carrier, our energy cards. We need basically 6 energies. We got 7, so we need to be drawing everything from the deck. We cannot, you know, leave everything to chance. We have to draw as much as we can to make sure we get the energy cards out. So it's basically a race to see who gets to collect the prize cards faster. If we pass the turn not doing a knockout, a single turn is all it takes for them to win the game. We cannot pass a single turn. We have to keep killing a Pokemon with our Indeedee. and keep benching an Indeedee. We don't need to bench it, we just need to have it in our hand because we already got the Milotic. We got a raw Indeedee, that's great. We got a raw energy, raw 2 energies as well, that's great. That means we get to do 3 more knockouts free until we get, you know, our next one. So we got a few turns to draw out the other cards from the deck. So we got 2 more prize cards secured after this. So our last 2 prize cards is gonna be down to a gamble whether, you know, whether we would be getting the Pokemon Rescue Carrier and the energy cards with our supporter. Your guess is as good as mine. If we do boss, we can actually do Qwilfish for boss. So Qwilfish does if we do double turbo, we can't do a knockout though. If we do twin energy on the Qwilfish, we can do double turbo on Hand Kinesis later, right? So if we since we have a twin energy, we can actually think about using boss, but I don't think that's smart though, because you are wasting you're wasting the energy on Qwilfish anyways. Might as well just draw cards instead of, you know, wasting your supporter card, you know, doing a knockout instead of drawing out your energies and your Pokemon. So I don't think it's smart. But actually, you know, I'm just gonna say it just in case you guys are wondering. I was thinking of using Qwilfish to kill the 𝓿𝓻𝓮𝓮 on the bench, because they have to keep benching an 𝓿𝓻𝓮. Malamar is quite broken, and I'm quite happy that we actually got the first prize and they actually have to struggle a lot just to keep on, you know, trying to catch up to us, because they have to do a lot of things actually. They have to keep recycling the Malamar, they have to draw back the energy. They got the shady dealings and the auxiliary for that though, so I don't think it's that difficult, but they have to basically keep using item cards, and once they run out of those items, it's the end. I don't think they need any more though, because they just need 1 or 2 rods and then Fall Crystal for the energy or the basic. If they don't get one or the other, they got auxiliary for the spiral energy, auxiliary for the 𝓿𝓻𝓮 or the Malamar. So it's like a broken deck. And they're actually using a very quirky combo, very interesting combo. They actually did it on the last turn, but I forgot to mention that they did a Deoxys. They discarded Deoxys, a single strike Pokemon with Tower of Darkness, allowing them to draw 2 extra cards. So drawing more cards into their hand with Deoxys, and you also get to shuffle back that card into your hand. So Deoxys is a rapid strike card, that means you get to do 40 extra damage with your Malamar, having a Deoxys in your hand, or you get to discard it with your Tower of Darkness single strike. So cool. They're using that multi-strike card to basically do a crossover effect on a Malamar. I've never seen that before. Very smart though. It's very smart to play Deoxys with Malamar. Deoxys, Tower of Darkness, and Rapid Strike Tentacles. Okay, we're gonna do Gym Trainer again. I'm actually thinking whether to do a trainer or a gym trainer or a schoolgirl, but I don't think it makes any difference. We should have kept the gym trainer though, because we can do schoolgirl right now, right? Gym trainer is like a guarantee, so I don't know. Sometimes it's better to keep the gym trainer, sometimes it's better to keep the schoolgirl. You never really know. There was once though where I did a gym trainer at the wrong time, because they didn't do a knockout. So they didn't do a knockout after I did the gym trainer, so I couldn't do a 4 card draw on the next turn, because I actually had to do a schoolboy for only 2 draw, double draw, which is not good. So for that game, I should have done a schoolboy first before the gym trainer, but they're probably gonna knock us out for this one. They have no choice but to, so I I think it's better to play your other cards before the gym trainer. I don't know. It's kind of the same thing though. Okay, they got the Inkay on the bench. They got everything though. They managed to do everything all according to plan. Now on our end is a bit difficult because we got no energies after the next Indeedee, so we're down to no more energies. We better be getting our double turbo or the next twin energy fast. We got 4 draw though. We actually get to draw 7 cards on the next turn, so we better be getting out a carrier and an energy card with those draws. Drawing 7 is a big deal though, and if we get to scoop it out, we get to draw 7 again on the next turn. I'm pretty sure we can bring out an energy at least. We got an Indeedee from the prize, I think, so we just need an energy right now. We actually get to draw even more with the Tower of Darkness. They gave us a tower. That means we get to discard the Qwilfish to draw 2 cards. So don't ignore the stadium card. I actually forgot about the stadium while I was playing the game, but post recording I realized that I could have used it, but they conceded anyways because you know, they assumed we have a lot of double turbos in our deck. I suppose we only have 3 copies, so never underestimate. Indeedee actually can't attack if you don't get your double turbo fast. I think they were kind of giving up just because they don't want to be investing too much time on this. Because if you invest so much time just to lose a game, might as well just concede, right? We got 7 draws on the next turn, and we can draw extra 2 with the Qwilfish if we thought about it. You know, it's still not over. The epiphany may come at any moment. So if we drew like 9 cards, we can eventually get an energy out by our next turn. By our next turn, my bad. Because we already got an energy in our hand this turn for an extra price. And then all we need to do is get the last energy after that. So focusing on this game, we got Qwilfish in the active spot. They got a Glaceon. We're playing against a Glaceon VSTAR, if you guys are wondering. That is like the weakest VSTAR ever. Crystal Star, not really that powerful. If your opponent play Boss, Escape Rope, the effect is completely erased. So it's like the worst effect ever, unless if you have no bench, if you have nothing but Glaceon in your active spot, you actually can't play a Glaceon on your bench as well. If you have like a Sun and Moon badge and, you know, a Glaceon in your active, they can still do Escape Rope though. So Crystal Star, the worst V-Star attack ever. Not bad though, because if your opponent don't get the boss in time, it's still doing a lot. Buying yourself the extra 1 turn, hitting extra high damage as well. I think it does 200 plus damage. I'm not sure. So we did poison and forcing them to, you know, take the recoil damage if they choose to kill us the next turn. Probably got a Melanie already. They didn't get their Sobble though on the first turn. So no shady dealings. No Melanie, I hope. I don't think they discarded any water energy yet. So no Melanie. They did a Marnie on us though. We actually got quite a good hand. If we got Milotic this on the next turn, we can actually keep those supporter cards. But now we have no supporter. Look at that. We got 3 supporter cards. Now we got nothing. Got a Schoolgirl just now. We got a Scoopman though, that's fine. So we are forced to draw only 2 cards if we don't get any other supporter. There we go. It's fine. Let's hope we get Milotic, because they can quite easily pull out another Marnie on the next turn, which is going to be horrible. We have no choice but to Schoolboy again. Sorry, play that Schoolboy to get the Milotic. We have no choice. Even though it's just 2 draw, at least we get to get something. Let's bench another Electrike, because they're probably gonna Marnie us. Let's just do it, right? If we're probably gonna get Incense if they do a Marnie. Because we actually have 2 manectrics in our hand. And that's gonna be bad if they do a Marnie. So they can finally kill the Qwilfish. And we don't need that many cards in our hand. We got 2 manectric though. If they don't Marnie us, we got actually the perfect hand to kill off the Glaceon VSTAR. I'm pretty sure we can do it this turn. I mean, on, you know, after their turn, after this one. Icicle Shot. And the regular attack is not that good as well, because the defending Pokemon can't retreat on your opponent's next turn. Not a good effect. I mean, it's kind of trash. Glaceon is the worst V-Star ever. I mean, why would you need that? They're probably gonna do Breakkeeper switch. There's so many cards to get past that effect. If they evolve, they can erase the effect as well. So it's completely useless. Glaceon is useless. Okay, we finally got the Milotic. They didn't use a Marnie. It's great. I'm counting my cards, but I'm pretty sure we can kill the Glaceon. It's actually poison, so we get to rely on that extra 10 damage counter passing the turn as well. Extra 1 damage counter, my bad. I just said 10 damage counters. That's 100 damage. So we did 110, exactly killing off the Glaceon without relying on the poison. Drawing 2 prize cards. Okay, they got Inteleon. Melanie is not going to be enough for them to do a knockout. So we actually get to kill the Sobble this turn, on the next turn. So they got the Snom. They're benching stuff way too late though. They got the Sobble too late, they got the Snom too late, and they did nothing else. Look at that. That's sad. I think they got a bad hand. They should be playing like a 𝘕𝓚 or something. They level balled for a Snom instead. So should have done a 𝘕𝓚 for Melanie, right? I mean, I would have done that. I don't think you can afford to pass the turn not doing anything. Maybe they have a Frosmoth in their hand and an air balloon already. That's why they did that. There we go, Frosmoth. Okay. Marnie again. So no more hand disruption thanks to Milotic. Guard. Ice Dance. No retreat, no retreat, look at that. No air balloon. So are we gonna kill? We should be collecting though, right? Let's collect this turn. And since they're stuck in the active spot, we should be thinking about trying to kill the VMAX. Because we got 3 prize cards remaining. But if they bench anything else, if they don't bench though, if they choose not to bench anything, we can't do much. We're forced to kill the VMAX, right? So let's just collect, prepare for a VMAX knockout. They got 5 prize cards remaining though, so I don't think it's looking too well for them. If they play a Cheryl and then Melanie later, they can avoid the knockout, but they can't attack, they can't do a knockout on the next turn though. Cheryl, escape rope maybe? No, it's not enough, because we got manectric to tank damage. So Hydro Snipe is not enough to kill anything, except for the basic Phoebus, the basic Electric. So let's just do Hand Kinesis. We're drawing 1 from the prize anyways. So collect draws 2, Hand Kinesis draws 1, right? And they just benched 1. If they don't evolve the bench, we can boss, kill off for the last 2 prize. They're probably gonna, they're probably gonna do it right now though. second VMAX. If they do that, we're gonna be forced to kill off a VMAX. Prepare for a Cheryl. I mean, Cheryl is the most annoying card ever. They should like ban that one. Oh my god, I hate that card. It does so much against a one prize. Because one prize is always relying on a 2-hit knockout strategy. I don't think there's a lot of one prize that does an 𝓿𝐻𝐽𝐽. It's very difficult to pull off an 𝓿𝐻𝐽𝐽 with your Indeedee. And if they 2 a Cheryl, you're forced to, you know, achieve that. If you can't achieve that, you lose the game. Okay, let's do a schoolgirl. How much damage can we pull off this turn? Got no choice belt. So I'm pretty sure it's like 250 at least. I don't think it's definitely not enough, right? Are we gonna do Shaymin? I don't think so. That would be quite silly. If we did a Shaymin, and then boss later, I don't think it's possible though. We discarded a choice belt because we used it for Qwilfish, which I think was quite silly. We should have kept the choice belt for Shaymin. But let's just do Indeedee. We got our rescue carrier for Indeedee later. If we did our Shaymin, we can actually, you know, surprise, knock them out with a surprise later. But 30 damage is not enough though. I don't think it's enough. If we do a boss later, they're probably gonna retreat, right? If we do a boss, 250 is not enough because 250 plus against the Inteleon with a boss, we can't draw any more cards. Plus 30 Sky Return is only 280. 300 probably because we are top decking another one. So if we did 2 rescue carrier though, I think we already have 2 rescue carrier. But do we have enough? I don't think they knocked out. Yeah, we can't retrieve that many Pokemons because we don't have that many in the discard pile. So we can only play 1 carrier. So we can do up to 310 damage if we did our Shaymin, so that's not enough. Shaymin is not gonna help us. They did a Melanie, no Cheryl. That's the end. The only hope is if they air balloon or switch, air balloon switch escape rope, and then Cheryl clean out the damage counters on the bench, and then attach the energy onto the bench again. I think they had to attach to the new Inteleon though if they want to attack with it. Okay, let's see how much we get to do. They're probably gonna concede before we get to hit it. But let's see how much we get to do. 240, that's quite sad. Oh well. We had to do a boss anyways. So don't forget to take into account the cards that you have to put into play. So if you bench an Indeedee, attach the energy, you're doing 20 less damage. Count those cards. If you play a Bird Keeper, you're only doing 20 extra damage because you have to -1 by playing the supporter, and then draw 3 plus 3. That's equal to +2. And -1 plus 4 is equal to +3 if you play a schoolgirl, schoolboy, or your gym trainer. Okay, now we're up against a Genesect. A Fusion Strike Dragapult. Look at that. I haven't seen that in a while. Dragapult 1 prize plus the Genesect to draw cards. So Genesect is gonna be their downfall here, because we can boss order for a quick 2 prize knockout. We got Avery, so Dragapult versus Avery. I don't think they have a high chance of winning. We got so many Averys in his deck. Only 2 copies. My bad. We only have 2 Averys. But we got a lot of Bird Keepers. The reason we have more of the Bird Keeper than the Avery is because I'm, allergic to 𝑘𝐺𝑠. I'm allergic to we actually have a Stadium card as well. So it's better to play like 3 Bird Keeper, 3 Avery, in my opinion. Now that I've, you know, analyzed the deck enough times, played with it long enough and analyzed with it way too many times. But I'm actually really scared of like the retreat traps. If they play Muck, if they play Galarmine, if they do like, you know, mean look with the Umbreon V, or anything that forces you to get trapped in the active spot, then you have to use a Bird Keeper, otherwise you can't attack. Okay, we're gonna do a Great Ball. I think it's our first turn, so we can't evolve yet. But I don't think we have to worry too much. The Fusion Strike deck doesn't play Marnie. Not often do you see a Marnie for a Fusion Strike deck, but they have a Genesect though, so it makes sense for them to play a Marnie. If they do Marnie, they can just remove item cards after and then Genesect for even more, right? I think it's healthy to have like a few copies of Marnie for your Fusion Strike deck. But they played an Elisa. Elisa for a, you know, Genesect to attack. I don't think it's smart. It's better to charge up your Dragapult. But oh yeah, because it actually acts as an Aurora energy, so it satisfies the metal energy cost. They can actually do the Oricorio though. If they are smart enough, they would have done the Oricorio, because if you're up against a one price, you should be hitting fast for the extra price card, right? So if they get their air balloon, they could have done their droplet. What's it called again? Fancy droplet. I don't know what the attack is called. They even got the air balloon. Look at that. They could have done the Oricorio. 5 damage counters in any way you like. They could have killed one Phoebus. That was quite stupid. Elisa for Oricorio. They didn't have the foresight. Thank God, we're just gonna evolve the Milotic before they thought of that. We actually have to evolve a second one. But I wasn't actually aware that they could do the Oricorio. They have one last Fusion Strike energy though, so I don't think it's that easy. Let's just do Avery right now. Are we gonna do Schoolgirl or Avery? I think it's better to Avery while we can. Force them to discard the Oricorio and the Meloetta. Meloetta is actually enough though. They can, oh, they have actually 2 extra attackers. They can either do the Oricorio or Meloetta just now. But I think they benched after the Elisa. They played the Elisa and then benched the Meloetta, I think. So what are they gonna discard? I don't think they're gonna discard the Genesect. They could choose to though, but they can't draw cards after that. If they discard the Genesect, they can remove the 2 price liability. Then we can't we can't win that easily. Because we are forced to kill 1 Pokemon at a time, draw 1 prize at a time. You know, they actually even the playing field. They can't kill more than 1 Pokemon at a time with the Dragapult. Okay, we got Manectric draw for the next turn. We got a 4 draw, solid 4 draw with our schoolboy or schoolgirl. Definitely gonna do a rare candy by now. No rare candy. Oh my god. 2 turns, no rare candy. Look at that. Okay, let's do another Avery. I think we should do another Avery. Because we should be forcing them to discard as many Dreepies as we can. I don't think we did the Avery. I think we drew something else. Oh, we wanted to do... I think we did Bird Keeper. Because we wanted to do a knockout this turn. We want to draw out the energy card. So that's why we did the Bird Keeper. We had to do the Bird Keeper because Shaymin can't do a knockout. So just in case Genesect is somehow able to avoid the knockout, we should be killing them fast. But never, you know, never look past the Genesect. Always target a V card if you can with your Indeedee, so they get to draw more prize cards for each knockout. So we got Choice Belt, we got our draws for Genesect to die, to kill the Genesect, for Genesect to die. We got a Manectric as well. Are we able to kill it off? 190. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So -2. If we get a Twin Energy, we can do it. If we don't get a Twin Energy, we can't kill the Genesect. So we don't have a boss, so we are forced we're forced to kill the Genesect. If we don't get a Twin Energy, we should actually do a Shaymin. Choice Belt on the Shaymin. We actually chose to do it. That was quite stupid. We should have done Schoolboy first to see whether we get our Twin Energy. We got the Twin. We could have done it. That was so stupid. We could have done a Genesect knockout. Look at that. Big fat mistake. Oh well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So 18. We got a Choice Belt as well. I think we definitely could have killed the Genesect. If we did Choice Belt on our Indeedee, we definitely could have done it. Even with our double turbo. $18, 17, 18. Oh, it's not enough though. I think we need a Twin Energy. I don't know. I'm quite bad at math, guys. I think we need the Twin Energy. I don't think it's possible. I have to count it. Sorry, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. They finally did their rare candy. 20, 21. So 21 minus 3 is 19. If we did the Choice Belt and Energy, it's still 19, right? Yep. It's still 19. But if we did the Turbo, it's less. So it's 17 plus the Choice Belt. It would have been 17 minus 1. So 16 plus 3, 190 exactly. So if we did double Turbo and the Choice Belt, it would have been exactly 190 damage. If we did Twin Energy, we don't need the Choice Belt, and that would have been exactly 190 as well, I think. 9 minus 20 minus 10 plus 30, and 9 minus 0, right? Yeah. Oh well, I'm calculating too much. I did not thought about that. Like, we could have killed that Genesect. That was, what a waste. So let's do Avery right now. We actually don't have any more copies of that special supporter, so it doesn't matter when we play it, as long as we get to discard something. There we go. So one less Dragapult to deal with. They're forced to attack with the Genesect until they get their next one, their next Dragapult. Stage 2 is quite difficult. They should be playing more Chili, Silent Crest, ways of getting the Fusion Strike cards out. Fusion Strike Pokemon evolutions. Like, I don't think you can rely on nothing but rare candies. Even with a Genesect massive draw, you still need your rare candy. You still need your stage 1, you know, pass through the stage 1 evolution. Okay. Dragapult again. It's actually not enough though. 90 is enough. They can't kill us with the Dragapult. But they chose to attack with that Genesect. So we don't need a boss order. They're giving us a free hit. Let's do double turbo now. I actually chose to do a twin energy. I should really be doing the double turbo. There we go. Choice belt. We're wasting the choice belt, but that's fine. Because we have another one to spare and we just need to boss. If we get a boss, we just need to kill another V. If we don't, we just need to be patient, I suppose. For a rescue carrier, rescue an Indeedee, and we're good to go. I don't think Qwilfish can kill the Dragapult. We can do 80 up to 80 damage with our poison jab, and then plus the 6 damage counter. That's 14, right? So not enough. But if they pass a turn though, it's actually enough to kill them. But that means we have to pass 2 turns to kill a Dragapult. Doing a Qwilfish poison jab, which is not good. So we got the carrier, we got our energies, Bird Keeper. 2 prize on both players' end. We collect the second last one first. We collect our prize first. That means they have no chance of winning. Even with a 𝘿𝐼𝐻𝓚𝓐𝑎, I think they have one last special energy in the deck. So they can still pull off an 𝘿𝐼𝐻𝓚 this turn. Technoblast for the second last prize. And then the last one is going to be virtually impossible. Because we get the last one first. Escape Rope. We're just going to put manectric because it gets to retreat. If they don't kill us, we get to retreat. There we go. That's the end. And they conceded. We actually got to draw even more with our Scoop Up Net as well and the supporter card. So Genesect lost. Sir Wavy. Now we're up against a Darkness box. What are they playing? I'm actually quite tired, guys. Takes a lot of work to narrate, apparently. A lot of energy. What type of Pokemon are you? If you were a type, if you want to leave a comment in a if you want to leave a comment below, feel free to do so. What type of Pokemon do you think you are? I think I'm a fairy type, to be honest. Half fairy, half psychic, kind of like Gardevoir, but the male version of Gardevoir. I'm pretty sure Gardevoir has a male version. Not Gallade. Gallade is a fighting type. I'm not a fighting type. I don't fight that. I'm not good at fighting. I'm better at, going to Zen mode. Zen mode and basically, using magical things to make me feel better. I like fairy tales. I like, imaginary stuff. Things that are fanciful. So I guess that makes me a fairy type. Out of the ordinary, like enchanted, mysterious. I don't think it's mysterious. Mysterious is ghost type, right? What's that? Extrasensory? That's psychic, right? I don't know. Magical. I'm zoning out. Sorry, guys. So they're playing Gengar with Houndoom, nothing else. So if they hit fast, they can win the game. Are we able to win against a Gengar VMAX? If we can, I would be pretty happy. They are placing damage counters on the Gengar for us. So Single Strike Roar, if they use it, I don't think they have a choice but to. because they're gonna want to. I think we have to play an Avery here. If we got another supporter card, let's do a Bird Keeper instead. If we do a Bird Keeper though, we can't attack. I don't think we want to be attacking though. Let's just Bird Keeper to the Manaphy. So if they pause a turn not doing Single Strike Roar, I don't think they can knock us out that easy. And they need to Roar to be able to collect their prize cards fast enough against a single prize. So they're playing nothing but one prize cards. We have no V cards in this deck. No rule box Pokemons. So that means they're forced to do Houndoom's ability. And allowing us, you know, an easier knockout. Giving us, lowering the HP of the VMAX. Helping Indeedee to kill it faster. We got Milotic out already. So Dew Guard is charged up. Is already activated. Now we get to retreat. Oh, we actually did a Manectric. We Bird Keeper to the Manectric. That means we get to attack on the same turn. We're gonna offer up the Manaphy probably, because we can quite easily scoop up the Manectric. If we put a Manectric, they're gonna kill it, right? So Bird Keeper again, and basically Choice Belt if they put the Gengar forth. They got a Tool Jammer, no Big Charm, that's good news. Tool Jammer means we can't do the Choice Belt, my bad. So it's kind of the same as your Big Charm, isn't it? Because if we could do a Choice Belt, we could do 60. If they did a Big Charm, we could do 60. If they do a Tool Jammer, they have 30 less HP, so it's the same thing. Except if we hit twice though. If they do a Big Charm, we get to hit twice, 120 damage. If we hit twice, we only get to do 60 damage with a Tool Jammer attached. Single Strike Energy. They bossed the Milotic. And they got nothing in their hand, look at that. Nothing in their hand. Can they kill the Milotic? Impossible. I don't think so. It's impossible. They need another Houndoom. 190 Pain Explosion. So they wasted the boss. They should have done it the next turn. They should have done it later. But I don't think they can pause the turn not attacking. But they can't do a knockout though. Might as well just, you know, might as well just wait one turn. Like they got impatient, I would say. Because they could have done a Houndoom later. If they attack with the Houndour, they can kill off the Manaphy with the Dark Slumber later on. But we're probably gonna switch with the Bird Keeper, right? I think they were trying to deny us that one prize by retreating. So Houndour is safe on the bench. We are forced to waste a boss to kill off the Houndoom. The bench Houndour, I suppose. So we did a Qwilfish on them. That means they're forced to place even more damage counters if they kill off this one right now. Bursting Needles, they got 13 damage counters on it. We can definitely kill it off with the Indeedee if we have it on the next turn. Oh, they didn't kill it though. So we got a Bird Keeper. That means we get to draw Bird Keeper to the Manectric, draw out the Indeedee, and then attach the energy, kill it. But they conceded, so we actually won against Gengar VMAX because they got a bad hand. So that's all for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you next time. Have a great day and bye for now, lovely people. Enjoy your life.